You're listening to Gospel Music Buzz, bringing you the buzz on gospel and wholesome content.
Y'all don't go anywhere. We are back. We are back. We're waiting. We're going to be speaking to Anisa about her new project that's available for pre-order today, y'all. Anisa, the next chapter. Listen, no playing games, man. No playing games. Anisa is the problem, y'all. Anisa is a straight up problem. I'm gonna bring in my co-host. Bringing in my co-host all the way from NYC. Co-host, where you at? Where you at, co-host? Where you at, co-host?
What's up?
Come on. What's good? What's good?
Woo! What's going on, everybody?
What's happening, y'all? Are we gonna bring in Anisa? Okay. We're gonna bring in Anisa.
Yes, that's my girl.
That's your girl. All right. So you're basically gonna be showing out then. You're gonna be showing out. If that's your girl, you're gonna be showing out on this interview.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring her in. Anisa, go ahead and send an invite.
Hey, Style Sassy Boutique. What's up, sister? Thanks for joining.
Thank you, everyone, for joining in this evening. We're gonna bring Anisa in as soon as she sends in an invite. We're gonna bring her in. I was talking a little bit earlier in the last interview, y'all. We just dropped the graphics for our new hot shirts, y'all. You gotta check. You gotta go ahead and check the page. Listen, man, I'm the Buzz in Gospel Music, our exclusive drop. Pre-order. We're not doing a whole lot. It's gonna be an exclusive drop. We're gonna be at Stella Awards week. I'm gonna be the guy with the backpack. I'm gonna be having them out of my trunk. I mean, they're gonna be nice, the guys. Don't worry about it.
Listen,
but
every
it's gonna happen. Y'all need
get this T-shirt, okay? Every artist needs it. Like, you are what's buzzing in gospel music, okay? So y'all support. Pre-order, get your pre-order in so that you can secure your T-shirt, because again, this is just an exclusive drop. So
exactly.
Yes, if you miss the pre-orders, you just gonna be left all the way out. So
you can be out there. You can be. And shout out to everyone that has pre-ordered so far. I see, we've been receiving the pre-orders, so thank you. I think Anisa just sent an invite. I'm gonna bring her in now, but thank you to everyone that has pre-ordered so far. Okay, we're gonna be bringing in Anisa right now.
Let you out, girl. Oh my God, look. I'm so proud.
What's up, y'all?
Great, you're so fab.
Thank you.
What is I tried to sing, but you see what had happened was, my voice was a little hoarse, so I couldn't get to hit the note. But next go around.
Right.
So, guys, tonight we are going to be speaking with Anisa about this new EP, Anisa, the next chapter, that's available for pre-order, not yesterday, not tomorrow, but today. Y'all need to go ahead and pre-order that, because these songs are just these songs are dope. I got to listen to a few of them here and there, and if you love cover, that's just crushing it on the Billboard right now, number 21. Shout out to Regis Servicing and all the team. Josh Arnu, I saw Josh just now in the comments. Shout out to management. But yeah, so we're gonna be getting into all that. So Anisa, what's going on? How are you?
I am good. Hi, my people. Y'all my people.
Period.
So what I want to say before we even officially start, I mean I've been seeing you all over my timeline, right? So let's kind of start there, right? Because you had this amazing listening session in the city that we're going to get into in a minute, and everyone has been posting and tagging, and basically for like a whole 2 hours, every time I'm scrolling through stories and everything, all I'm seeing is Anisa. So even if I didn't even know who Anisa was, sure enough, I was going to be reaching out. I'm like, we got to bring her on, because if it's buzzing, we got to talk about it. So
Girls, branding.
exactly. So let's start with that. Yonette, you were there, right? So you were holding it down there. So tell me about it. How was this event?
Listen, I am still trying to find the words to articulate how beautiful it was. I mean, I was privileged enough to hear her music, way before. I got the exclusive, but
Oh
just
snap! The double exclusive. Oh snap!
sorry, y'all, don't be jelly. Just being in a room with all of the who's who in gospel, and just seeing Anisa take center stage and just share her baby with everyone in the room. And of course, she was live as well. It was so beautiful to watch. Just watch her standing her gift. I mean, this girl is a phenomenal human being, first and foremost.
Mm-hmm.
She's hilarious as ever.
Thank you.
She is such an amazing, I mean, the word amazing, powerhouse, none of those words really do Anisa's voice any justice, because she is that bad of a singer. And she sang covered live, and my daughter, who has heard your record, her review was like, oh my God, she sounds just like her record. And that is a big,
that's hard. Yeah.
A great compliment to know that, because anybody can go into the studio and overdub and whatever, and to hear you live, and you just your vocals are so clean, you're so anointed. I mean, you feel everything that you sing. So it was fantastic. Mita Washington did a phenomenal interview, just leading down the whole her entire journey, and it was beautiful. If you missed it, oh well, you just go.
If you missed it, go pre-order. Basically. So Anisa, you there's, like I mentioned, there's a lot that's been happening in and around. You've been traveling plus doing all of this. How are you doing? Like, this is an exciting time, but how are you handling all of this? Like, what's going on in your world?
It really is very exciting. It's also, it can be overwhelming too, because I'm still everything that I was before all of this. I'm still a mom. My kids don't care. They don't. Kids. They don't care. They want their food. They want clothes. They want McDonald's every 5 seconds. They don't care. So really balancing all of that, but it is really exciting. So exciting. Everything that you said, Yonette, like, oh my God, thank you so much for all those kind words and just the kind commentary on everything that happened at the listening party. It was extremely exciting. I was initially a little bit nervous, but once I sat down and started talking, I mean, I was just myself, and I'm glad that it turned out as excellent as it did.
Yeah, and from what little bit we saw from the live, or we being I saw from the live, because Yonette was there. Yonette was there. So, but what I saw from the live, and as they're panning around the room, I'm seeing basically like people that traveled in, which is very, that says something about you, right? Because usually I've been to a lot of these listening sessions, quite a few. And unless the person is based in New York, they're not coming. I saw Lamont and team from Philly. I saw others from Delaware. People came in from all over. So that to get that level of support and push and reassurance, I feel like that definitely has to kind of co-sign with something. Because it's one thing when you're home church and your mama and your papa and everyone is saying that you can sing. But when you're getting that from your industry peers, like, that has to say something in it of itself too. So just, I guess kind of backing up a little bit, you guys did Covered right now that is still very active and very trending on the gospel charts and everywhere else, and just the messaging and everything behind Covered. With this new project now that's coming out, the name Anisa, the next chapter, I'm sure everyone is going to ask that question, but I'm going to ask it again too. What does the next chapter mean? Is that, what was the last chapter? What does this next chapter mean? And, just break down the name for us a bit.
Yeah, so the next chapter is really about kind of turning the page on a lot of things personally, musically, even within church. I've been very vocal about leaving one church and going to another, and some of the dynamics in terms of clothing and rules and these kinds of church things that come up. So that being a new chapter in my life, saying, you know what, I'm free and I can be a Christian and have purple on my lips.
Come on.
You know, so that's one part of it. There are a lot of things that happen for me in terms of relationship, and I'm very open and honest about my divorce and just transitioning through that and kind of holding on to what I felt like God would fix. But he just said, listen, that's over. It's not going to be fixed. I'm going to do something new. So there's that next chapter there. In terms of the music, just myself as a minister, as a singer, as an artist, saying, you know what, Anisa, you have been trying to, fit into this thing. You've been trying to be approved by everybody. But God just wants to be the person that's approving me. He wants to be the person that I'm like, you know what, whatever you say, that's what Anisa is going to do. And so that's another part of the next chapter as well, where I'm not focusing on what everybody else is doing. I'm perfecting Anisa, and I'm being
I like that.
effective, the most, just everything that God has called me to be. I'm excited for what God has called everybody else to be, but I don't have to be those things. I just have to be me.
How did you know? How did you know it was time? What was that defining moment that said, hey, it was time for you to close the previous chapter, literally shut? Because, comparing your life to a book, you go from chapters to chapter. How did you time to flip that page?
There was so much. I was holding on to so much. I was holding on to hope in so many things. And as a Christian, when you think about forgiveness, when you think about reconciliation, when you think about just renewal, there's a part of you that feels like in order for you to really express this forgiveness, that you have to be in the same place with the same people. And God literally ripped people and things from me and said, listen, this next chapter, they're not even involved. They're not a part of it. And I need you to understand that it's about me, you, and everything that I'm about to prepare you for. And so it's kind of like there were a lot of things that happened in church, a lot of things that happened personally, even with, my family. And it was just like, God was like, listen, this is not the devil. This is not any act of some kind of satanic attack against you. This is me. I am orchestrating everything. I'm taking things away and I'm putting things in position. And I need you to just listen to me and go through every door that I open. And that's what I've been doing.
I love what you said about it not being the devil, because as Christians and believers, church people, we're so quick to, when things are going bad in our lives, we're so quick to be like, oh, it's the devil, I'm under attack. But God will shift and disrupt your life. Disruption doesn't mean that it's going in a bad direction.
Yeah.
So I'm so glad that you allowed God to disrupt your life.
Yeah. And I think we need to, as Christians, be aware of that. Be really aware. Because we kind of dwell on, every good and perfect thing comes from God. But there's some bad things that don't feel wonderful, things that are just, will just tear you up, have you in a ball crying. And one of the songs on my EP, I sing Do It Again, and I talk about Job in particular. And people always talk about the fact that, oh, this happened to Job and all these things were taken from him. But I think it's really, really important to understand that the conversation that started was God. God, have you considered my servant Job? And it is such when you really understand that, like for God to say, you know what? I trust what I've placed in this person so much that I'm actually going to instigate and initiate a fight with Satan. And I bet you she's going to win. And I think that that is just like, oh my God, like God, you are betting on me. That's why
Yeah,
this is, you are betting on me. And
that's
so he
good.
bet in my servant Anisa. And I'm like, ow.
Listen, God, He knows the, at the beginning, and all things in our lives, it's ultimately going to work out for our good.
Yes.
A lot of times it don't feel good. We don't want to go through. Nobody wants to go through hardships in life. We don't want it,
Yeah.
but it's for our good. That's when God is pruning us,
Mm-hmm.
shaping us, and refining us, so that you can ultimately come out to be the most beautiful thing that He already knew that you would become ultimately. So I love this new chapter that you're in. I'm I'm loving the EP. Y'all, I love if I were to, I'm trying to think if I have a favorite on the record. Just when I think I had a favorite, once I listen to every song, it's like, no, but this one too. I love this one too. Because all of your songs in your EP are a little different. There's something on there for everybody.
Yeah.
So can you break down for us the variety, and how did you come up with the songs? How did you choose the songs for the EP?
You know, so my manager and label Arnu Records, Joshua Arnu, he is a phenomenal writer. Phenomenal writer. And the two of us have written so many songs over the years for other groups, for ourselves, for a church, all kinds of things. And we kind of were just pulling things together, thinking of all the things that we've done in the past. The only song that we pulled from the past was You. And that was something that we released like 2 years ago, and said, you know what, let's do this, let's bring this back. But right after that, it was like everything new started to be downloaded. And I think
Wow.
there will be a time where we kind of pull back from some of the old things in our archives, but God just started to deposit things specific for the moment. When I released Covered, which was November of last year, literally the very next month, who I thought was my covering was taken
Mm.
immediately. I mean, and not like in some kind of like tiptoe. I mean, we're talking snatched. It was surgery without any anesthesia.
Mm.
It was a tear to my heart, to my family, to everything. But God was like, I gave you this song right before I knew what I was going to do, right
Wow.
before I knew what I was allowing to happen in your life, because I wanted you to know that I am nobody else. And so, and I feel like every song that came to us was about that. It was about something that was happening. That Do It Again. Oh my goodness. I talk a
I love
lot
that.
of scripture. I am a Bible girl. I live in the word. And I really just felt like sometimes we go through things and we feel like, how is God going to bring us out of it?
Mhm.
How
Mhm.
say, oh, he did it before, he can do it again. But really and truly, when you think about the stories, the people, the epic kind of situations that happen in the Word of God, it's so much for us to glean from, to
Mhm.
kind of hope for our own process, for our own next steps and next chapters. And a lot of this music is just God saying, look, this is what I'm doing for you, and I want you to make it public so that somebody else can know that I can do it for them.
I love that. And speaking about doing, I mean, and just kind of putting in that work as well too. I'm just staring at this cover behind me, so I'm gonna have to like we gotta talk about this cover. We gotta talk about about this photo shoot. I'm just gonna like ease myself to the side, oh so gracefully, and I'm gonna come back up. Shout out Derek Huggins, what's up, bro? I'm gonna ease myself again. Tell us about this, because I love literally every single thing about this cover. Derek said, "So proud of you, Anisa. Blessings."
Thank you, Derek.
So
This
talk to us about that process there of this cover.
so when we knew we were going to do this, Yonette is my go-to. She is the ultimate stylist of all stylists. Anyone that needs a stylist, call Yonette. If you don't have a stylist, if you have a stylist and you're a little unhappy, call Yonette. If you have a stylist very happy, call Yonette. Call Yonette. Everybody call Yonette. Okay. So now that I've said that, so we knew we were going to do this, and we called Yonette. And she knows I struggle so much with what I feel comfortable in and what's going to offend people and what I'm always thinking about everybody else. When she sent this dress to me, the person in the dress, I was like, this person, Yonette, have you not seen who I am? How am I getting in this dress?
Oh, no.
Did a trying session, and it was perfect. I'm like, oh my goodness, how did you know that this would work? I was really nervous about it, but she really put everything together, put my hair together. My makeup artist, Teresa Francine, has been doing all of my makeup for all of the covers of everything that I've done, all my photo shoots. It's been Teresa Francine. And we found this place through the photographer. And I mean, it just all worked out. It just all worked out. We had this idea of the next chapter, obviously going to the photo shoot. So when we told the photographer, he's like, you know what? I got a place that has some books and has some things that can kind of work chapter theme. And it really all came together. And I'm always a little nervous, but it came really.
Love it. Yeah. Yonette, you talk a bit about that now. So, we just heard all of this stuff that happened about this person named Yonette. So what was your process going into it? You're speaking with your client. She's telling you, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm thinking about. I'm thinking about the next chapter and all of that. And you just get this information now, boom, you're hitting the ground running. Like, how are you processing that, and what are you doing next?
Wait a minute. This is not my interview.
I'm just asking a question. This is the part of the process.
Listen, it is a joy. This is all God orchestrated, okay? From the first cover to now, I literally believe God put us together at the right time. God knew Anisa needed me in this season of her life, and I needed her as well. She does not know how much joy, I've said it on Instagram, but she's brought so much joy into my life and just allowed me to exercise the gifts that God has given to me. And it's been such a joy to serve her. But as a stylist and working with Anisa, Anisa's been going through, I met her right at the point where she was literally flipping the pages, going into this new chapter. So kind of like a tug of war. She's still stuck in some of the old, traditions. And like she said, not wanting to offend people. And I'm like, sis, this is what we're going to do. But graced me enough to, again, it was God, because something that Josh said to me, Josh, like, Anisa listens to you. And it was really God. And for me as a stylist, I literally put every project in his hands. I'm like, Lord, yes, he's gifted me. Yes, he's given me the vision and all the stuff that I see that, works through my brain when, all the ideas are flowing. But I ultimately put it in his hands. I'm like, God, you know what? You know what the end goal should be. Direct me. And he literally directed me to exactly where I needed to find. And I kid you not, the minute I spent a lot of time looking for stuff. But once I got on this particular website that we found this dress, I knew this was the dress. And I sent it to her. And of course, Anisa was like, first of all, she's like, oh my God, that color. And of course, there was a skinnier, lean black girl in the dress. I was like, sis, it's going to work out, because the difference between Anisa and I is that I can see the end goal. Anisa can't.
Cannot.
So that's where she has to trust me.
Yeah.
Work out. And she always, she submits, and God works it all out. And boom, we have a fantastic cover. And she is the most gorgeous person. So anything she wears, really, it's going to look beautiful, period.
And that,
Love it, love it, love it.
Report
So
work
Ani-
with Josh
mhm.
and everything else. It was just a collaborative work, and it worked out so excellently.
Yeah, I was gonna mention too. Shout out to Josh. I mean, one thing I have to say, I've seen a lot of rollouts in my time, and but Josh attention to perfection and attention to
Yep.
wanting to see something done in a sense of excellence, because we've had many discussions, and just hearing his thought process as I'm providing feedback, and we're just chopping it up casually. Like, I'm really loving what our new record is doing, what Josh is doing, what the entire team is doing. Like, you guys are definitely onto something. You have something. You're not looking at the left or the right. Like you said, you're just working on individual crafts. You're just working on, what you need to do. And you guys are doing an amazing job. So shout out to Josh. I'm sure he's in the comments. He was just typing just now. So Josh, keep it up, man. You guys are doing a great job. And Anisa, while again, a, a lot of things are being done that is done right, that's done correctly. But what are some, I guess I would say, pitfalls, or if you were to go back and change certain things, or things that you figured, hey, as an independent artist, someone that is, going forward, you're dealing with a whole lot right now, and you're modifying as you're moving forward. What are some, I guess, pointers you would give to others that are coming behind you, that are releasing music, that are doing different things, that you're like, hey, you should watch out for this, or you should do this that way? What would some of those things be?
I think a lot of that would be kind of staying in your lane. I remember when we first did Covered, we went in the studio. We had a very, very amazing vocal producer come in to give me all of these ideas. And it was wonderful. It was perfection. And when we were done, we were like, this is not Anisa.
Mm.
Mm,
And Joshua said, as amazing as all of this is, I'm not feeling you.
mm,
And Josh, is, you talked about this before, his attention to detail, his attention to excellence, what Josh says all the time is, he calls me Annie, and everybody that's kind of close to me will call me Annie. He says, Annie, we are not settling on anything. Like, he does not settle. If a horn is out of place, Josh is stopping the cart, we're fixing the horn, and then we're coming back. And he said, and so we sat with it a little bit. We pulled
mhm,
some things, but not all things, and kind of went back to just me. Going back to this idea that, oh, everybody's doing fancy runs, or everybody is doing this really high thing, or everybody's doing whatever it is that you think everybody's doing. And I
mhm.
wanted to kind of do that. I was like, oh, I want this to be one of those things that everybody's like throwing shoes. People throw shoes and they think, girl, that, I wanted that. And had this person come in and give me all of this fancy stuff. And it was like, So we scratched it. We went back into the
Wow.
studio. And what you hear uncovered is just me saying, Anisa, just worship like you worship in church.
Mm.
Wow.
And when that was done, it was like, look at that. This.
Wow.
So if I would say anything to any independent artist, major artist, whatever, be who you are. Be who you
Yeah.
are. And don't time trying to fit in anybody else's shoe, because it's going to be uncomfortable and you can't really keep that up long term. So be who you are.
Wow, I love that. Before I pass it back to you, I love that, because I think in any industry, right, while everyone says they're not looking at others, you are, right? Because everyone is in front of you, in my industry and everyone else's industry. And when you're seeing certain things that may be working for someone else, you're tempted. You're tempted to be like, maybe I should try. But the fact that you were able to be that authentic with yourself, or that honest rather, with yourself, to say, hey, I'm not really feeling this. And then also to have that trust with your management to also say, hey, and they are seeing the same thing as well too. Because I feel sometimes, if you don't have that direct level of honesty, you don't have everyone around you that's just yes, yes, yes. But to be able to tell you that, I feel like, that's definitely a lost art. And that's good to know that you guys also have that as well too. Yonette, do you want to comment anything on this before we have Anisa share her socials and stuff?
Thinking to myself that the fact that you did a whole different version of the song and you went back and you scratched it and you did something different, that's hard to do. I tried doing that with one of my songs years ago. That's hard to do. Like, how do you rid yourself of that and then come back with something? So that kudos to you for even accomplishing that. I had a question. What do you want when people listen to this EP? What do you want your listeners to walk away with?
I want people to walk away with an desire to meet, to encounter, to experience the God that I'm singing about. That's really what I want, because I feel like there are so many things that can impact us in life, and they're good things. You know, therapy is a great thing. Friendship is a great thing. Love and relationship, these are all great things. But there's something about the presence of God and his ability to shift atmospheres, to shift situations, to just kind of turn things around. And I've experienced that in my life in the past couple of months, not to mention all the years prior to that as well. But I really want when someone is listening to this song, they're listening to Covered, I want them to think, oh my goodness, I have been feeling exposed. I have been feeling uncertain, but now I know that I'm covered. I want when they listen to You Reign, that they're just like, oh my goodness, so much has been going out of control in my life, and but God reigns over all of this. I'm giving him back control. When they listen to Love Lifted Me, you're in a pit, you're feeling rejected, you're feeling misunderstood, you're in a state of depression, anxiety, all kinds of things, but you listen to this fun, vibrant song and you're like, yes, God's love, it's lifting me. And I really want people to just be like, yo, how did this girl, who is she talking about? And find so that they can experience it for themselves. Maybe they don't write a song, maybe they write a book, maybe they start a blog, maybe whatever it is, but that it then ignites something in them to now you go do something so that people in your space, in your circle, can be impacted by this great God.
Wow. And I must say, you are definitely going to be impacted by this record. I am personally impacted by this record in my own season, in my own trials, in my own storms that I'm currently facing. Your album, your EP has been ministering to me. All right. So y'all need to go get this EP. It's not good enough for you to just stream it when it comes out. You need to buy it as an investment into your own life. And of course, you're sowing that seed into Anisa's ministry, but go and pre-order it. Start to listen, because if you have not heard any of Anisa's music, you will automatically get 3 songs that you can rock out to just by pre-ordering today. 3 songs that God can start to minister to you as well. So go grab that. It's available on all platforms. Is that correct? All platforms.
Yeah, available everywhere. The pre-order on iTunes and like
Spotify. Yeah,
Spotify. If you because You Reign and Covered is on the EP and we had released those before, if you already downloaded those songs, it will be available. But if you haven't downloaded those songs before, you're only going to get 1 song.
Oh, I thought,
So my available to you is because you have You Reign and Covered already. But for people who have never gotten You Reign or Covered and they just go to the EP only, they'll get that one special nobody.
Yeah. Listen, is there a music video coming?
Listen, there needs to be. People need to buy this stuff and people need to send me money so I could do a video. Man, it costs money.
Come on, y'all. Support.
Now, y'all need to bless this woman of God, because I know I've been saying this from the time I've met Anisa. All right. She is going places. Okay. She is going not just to the top of the Billboard, because anybody can get to not anybody can get to the top of the Billboard. I'm not saying that, but God is going to have this girl be world renowned. Okay, that's
Yeah.
how, what an impact. God has a huge plan for her. So you want to be a part of it. So if you're feeling led tonight, invest. You want to drop your Cash App, girl, because you just never know who is on here. Your Cash App or your PayPal or your Zelle, whatever. Type it in the comments. If you want to be a blessing to Anisa, we're just going to go in the direction where God is leading us right now. If you would like to be a blessing to Anisa and sow into her ministry, sow into what God has put in her for the world, for people, because when God calls you to ministry, it's not for you. It's not for Anisa. Anisa's not in this to become famous and for everyone to know her name.
Right.
It's for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people that are waiting on her voice, people who need her for a breakthrough, because God is the one that's doing the work through Anisa. So if you want to be a blessing to her financially, prayers are great. Please don't stop praying for her. But tangible blessings, money is needed for ministry.
Yes.
Okay, money is needed for ministry. Money answers all things.
Yes.
Ministry, it's not just, she needs money to carry this gospel. Okay, blank. She needs money. So she just dropped her Cash App in the comments. Bless her. Nothing is too little. I feel like I'm taking up the offering. But nothing too
I
little.
love it.
So I promise you, God will return to you 100-fold.
Yes.
Watch what God is going to use your seed to do through Anisa. You're going to live to see what your seed has contributed to.
Yeah.
All right, over to you.
I love it. I love it, guys.
Thank
You just heard you just heard GMB's Deacon, guys. We just, you just heard Deacon Yonette just just took up the offering, guys. But listen, y'all. Support Anisa, y'all. Anisa is doing some amazing things, guys. Go ahead, support her. And then even speaking about what you're doing, you have quite the travel schedule coming up in the next few weeks, right? So tell the people where they can see you, where they can be able to come up, to wave, to fist bump. I don't know if you do hugs, whatever it is you do, but where can the people find you coming up within the next few weeks?
So I'm going to be in Florida doing the Music and Arts Conference. That's with Professor Craig. I'm going to be in Fort Lauderdale. That's on July 12th. And then July 14th through the 16th, I'll be in Atlanta doing the Stellar Award showcases and Stellar Awards. So I'm really excited about that. Going to be doing some of the new music. I got to sing covered because everybody is just like really being blessed by that. And I feel like I can't let go of coverage yet. I got to keep cover going. But I will be doing a lot of the new stuff as well at all of those opportunities. So I'm really excited. And then when we come back, I have a lot of things lined up right here in New York. So follow me on Instagram, Facebook, everywhere. It's at Anisa Worships, and you'll be able to see whatever's coming up. I try to keep everything posting.
Love it, love it. And before you, shout out to Hugo Gospel. These guys are amazing. Hugo Gospel, what's going on, y'all? If you want to come on and you want to ask Anisa a question, my friends from over at Hugo Gospel, you want to ask her a question, send an invite, and I will bring you in before we wrap. But I also
wait, I have to say so. Oh my God.
Sure.
Somebody just dropped $100.
Come on.
Thank you.
Bless God.
Oh,
Bless God.
that is so good. Thank you. You know who you are. And thank you so very much for that. And left a note saying, this is for your music video. Listen, we got to work on that music video, Josh. People are sending us money for this. So we got to do this.
You hear it here first, guys. The music video is coming, all right? You hear it here. When all the other blogs take it and run with it, you heard it here first, y'all. The music video is coming. You heard it here.
Listen, because this is the buzz in gospel.
Come on. Let's talk about it. But Anisa, one thing I want to also add to, right, is that you've been very open. You mentioned about your divorce and about everything else that's happening, but there is just this level of joy that you always just exhibit, whether a lot is happening, whether anything that happened behind closed doors. But whenever I've seen you, without even meeting you, because I only recently met you for the first time in passing, like very recently, but I feel as though like every time I've seen you just online, everywhere else, you just have this level of joy, that in the midst of the storm you have this level of joy. Just give me a word for someone, or speak directly to someone that may be going through a divorce, that may be just gone through one, that may be going through something else in their lives, that it just feel like the joy is just being sucked out of them. How do you stay so grounded and so, always cheery? Like, what do you have to say for that person with finding their joy in the midst of the storm?
For me, and I have to say that this is some kind of next level blessing from God, that he has really deposited into me that I'm not my mistakes. My identity, who I am, is not defined by anything that I've been through. And that's the good and the bad. Sometimes you go through really amazing things, and because you're going through an amazing season, you're just full of pride and full of yourself and full of all of that. And then when you go through a season of sadness, of loss, of depression, you just have nothing to give to anybody. But God, he has literally just told, I am his child. He has called me. He has appointed me. He has died for me. Everything that I am is defined by who he says that I am. He says that I'm fearfully and wonderfully made. So it doesn't matter who doesn't think that I look what I need to look like or act he says that about me. So for me, it's the word of God. I stay in his word. I stay in his word. And that really helps me to redefine who I am and to not attach to me the bad things that have happened, or even hold on so tightly to the good things that I put myself up really high. And I have to keep a smile on my face. Y'all see my teeth?
You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about?
So I like to smile.
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Hey, she has the craziest and the funniest thing.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Laughing like way long after I'm out of her presence. I'm remembering something that this girl said and how she said it, and I'm cracking up. Okay. She has brought so much joy to my life. Never lose your joy, girl, because listen, it's contagious.
Thank you. Yeah. You got it. You really have to just trust God, believe God for who he says that you are. And don't let anybody take your joy. Don't let any situation take your joy. You have to speak these things, right? Like you wake up and it's like, oh my God, today's horrible. No, wake up. I'm excited to be alive. Yes, things are crazy. Yes, I don't have everything that I need, but I am alive and I'm going to make the best of it. And so I do like to laugh. I do say something.
Can I say something? What I noticed, I don't know if this is TMI, but I noticed this because I was privileged to come into your personal space at your house.
Yeah.
And I noticed something, and I was just blown away by it.
Really?
You had these affirmations and these things on your fridge.
Ah!
Wow. Because I'd never done that. I've heard people say do stuff, but I actually saw when you said something, it just jogged my memory that, you have to repeat these things and affirm these things, but you literally write them out and you have them like paste up around your kitchen and stuff. And that was so beautiful and so impactful to me. And I to apply that. I need to take that page out of your book.
Yes, because sometimes when you're going through what you're going through, you kind of need to have the word present in front of you. And I really do feel affirmed by the word of God. I know it can sound very spiritual and very corny maybe, but I really am affirmed by God's word. And I'm reminded by his word that what comes out of my mouth is really, really important. We are created in God's image. And that's another thing that I really feel like he's let me grab a hold of this. He created the entire universe by opening his mouth and speaking it. And then he created us in his image. So we have the ability to speak. And when we speak, we create our atmosphere. So speak depression, depression stays in my space. If I speak joy, joy overwhelms me. And so I'm just like, God, you created me in your image. And I just want to profess the same way you created the stars and the sun and the moon. And I want to create joy in my space. I want to create peace in my space. So I say those things. I repeat it, even when I don't always feel it. I do.
Wow.
His word is life.
Yeah, go ahead, Yonette. You were going to say something?
I just said God's word is life. It's
Yes, indeed. Indeed it is. And guys, as we kind of come towards the end of this interview here, we're speaking with Anisa, her new EP, Anisa, The Next Chapter. Pull to the side so you guys can see the cover. All right, I'll come back up. The Next Chapter, it's available for pre-order right now. It's available for pre-order. It's going to be released on the 15th. Anisa just dropped where she's going to be. You can go ahead and follow her. I'm going to have her drop her socials right now. But go ahead, follow her page, check her out, see what's going on. The same way you see she's cheerful and giddy and joyful here, she's the same way in person. So come up to her. If you like one of the songs, if you just want to say hi, you see her somewhere, come up to her. She's not going to, scare you away. Just come on up to her and just, speak to her when you guys see her. But Anisa, we thank you so much for coming in, for speaking with us, for sharing this day. I know you've been running around all over doing a whole lot on this pre-order day, but we appreciate you carving out time for speaking with us. Go ahead and just share your socials. I know I just pinned one of them there for IG, but share your socials, website, like how can people connect with you? How can people be a part of this journey and be a blessing as they see fit?
So at Anisa Worships, Instagram, also on Facebook, and my website is anisafowler.com. anisafowler.com. If you follow me in any of those places, I try to keep my website updated with where I'm going to be, but definitely Instagram and Facebook. I always post my flyers of where I'm going to be, and you'll all stay connected if you follow.
There you go, guys. Stay connected. And I saw also too, Josh also dropped that she's writing a book, guys. So you heard it.
Oh,
you heard it here first. You heard it here first, guys. When all the other blogs ran with it, you heard it here first. She's writing a book too. All right. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and I'm working on a devotional because I really feel like we all kind of need that little bit of inspiration. It doesn't have to be anything crazy, just a little bit of inspiration every morning. And I'm going to kind of parallel it to the EP and talk about, love lifting you, being covered, God doing it again, all of that. And I'm really excited about it. I'm hoping to finish it in another couple of weeks and just have that available for purchase as well.
You heard that, guys. You heard it. She just dropped 2 things here, all right? Now the blogs can run with it. Lisa, thank you so much. Yonette, any final words to you before we wrap?
I pray God's blessing upon you in this new chapter, wherever your feet may step, wherever your voice is heard, that lives will be transformed as you allow him to use you for his glory. Don't be afraid of unknown territories or things that seem so big and so unattainable. God has called you to this. So he has already made ways for you. So just keep trusting and following and being obedient.
Yes. Thank you.
We're here cheering you on 1,000%. If nobody else is supporting right here cheering you on.
My sister is on. Hi, Fia. My life, my box, my chocolates. That is my blood sister. Go.
Well, y'all, thank you so much, and we're gonna come out. We're gonna come out with a little bit of coverage. So we're gonna take it out to this. Thank you guys so much for joining in this evening. Lisa, thank you so much. Y'all enjoy the rest of your evening. I'm gonna go enjoy the rest of this sunny afternoon. And you guys enjoy yourself.
Off because you still got sun over there. I'm about to go catch fireworks. Okay, my kids are.
All right, later. Take care, y'all.
Bye, everybody. Bye. Thank you.
That's it, y'all. We were just speaking with Anisa. Her new EP is available for pre-order right now. You're gonna get the first single on the EP. You can get the first track on the EP. Once you pre-order it, go ahead, pre-order. Support her. Y'all enjoy the rest of the week ahead. Enjoy your 4th of July holiday. Eat all the things and just have fun. Take it easy, y'all.